The grid is formed, we are ready to go racing. The Porsche Carrera Cup, Great Britain for 2018 with Dino Zamparelli on pole position, Lewis Plato with him at the front of the grid. 34 laps, 30 minutes of racing. Get underway. Great start by Zamparelli, who launches himself off pole position, and everybody else left standing pretty much. Look at the gap he's pulled already of about 3 lengths on the run up towards paddock. Dino Zamparelli, who took more points in the championship last year but didn't win the title because on drop scores he ended up behind Charlie Eastwood. He comes into this season with a real point to prove. Lots of rain overnight. It's been drizzling all morning pretty much, and the circuit very slippery indeed. But so far so good. They've all negotiated pretty much the first 3/4 of lap 1. But Zamparelli showing them a clean pair of heels as he comes up now towards the end of the opening lap. And there in the gravel bed, I'm afraid, is Fraser Robertson. The clerk of the course does not have to worry about a safety car because Fraser Robertson is able to dig himself out of the gravel. Now over the line for second and third. This is Theo Alinas making his move for second place. He's got the room on the inside. He's up the curb. He's not really got level, and so Lewis Plato manages to fend him off. And now there at the pressure perhaps telling on Lewis Plato. He's a little bit wide going through Surtees into McLaren, but the door is left open by Alinas, and Dan Harper gets up the inside of him in the blue and white car. Is he going to be able to go through? He should do. He's got the inside line. Alinas made a move that didn't work. The door was left open, and rather than going up one, he's down one. Through goes Harper on the inside. Can Dan Harper get second out of all of this? He has a look. It's not going to work surely, but he's up to third, and Alinas hung out to dry on the outside, meaning that George Gamble now comes up to challenge. Door is closed. Gamble goes to the outside, brakes hard, turns in. So it's Lewis Plato still second, Harper up to third, and then side by side for fourth. George Gamble goes through up the inside into Graham Hill Bend. Almost had a nibble at Dan Harper as well, but it didn't quite work for him. So Alinas has had a horrible lap, and he's gone tumbling down the order. Good fight here. 66 is Seb Perez. Round the outside of him, the recovering Jamie Orton. And this now is for the lead of Pro-Am. Seb Perez has the class lead after Jamie Orton's rally crossing. Meanwhile, Alinas back ahead of Harper. That gives him third place, and that's where he was 3 or 4 laps ago. So George Gamble to the outside of Alinas, who goes to the outside of Plato. And Dan Harper up the inside of all of them. Does it work? Let's see. Alinas commits to the outside line, but he doesn't have the power out of the corner. So Plato hangs on to it, but he's looking more and more vulnerable now. Now, Alinas up to second. He's got 10 seconds margin to Zamparelli. Can he do anything about it as Harper and Gamble make contact? That fires Gamble out wide. Wrigley gets past him. Dan Harper goes through, of course, on the inside line, but Wrigley will gain a spot out of all of this as well, surely. Next question, has any real damage been done to either Harper or Gamble's cars in that? George Gamble not showing signs of that because he's back through on the inside of Tom Wrigley. Off the road goes Wrigley. At Graham Hill Bend, he understeers himself way out wide all over the grass. Gary Eastwood is the one sideways, second of the AM battle, but he's about to lose that, I fear, as Seamus Jennings comes up now to challenge him. Peter Mangian, though, now up to the inside of Seamus Jennings, trying to make a move at paddock. This is the third in AM. And there, look, is Lewis Plato trying to find a way through. 34 laps ticked off. The opening round of Porsche Carrera Cup GB for 2018, won, nay, dominated by Dino Zamparelli. He comes across the line victorious then for the Red Line Racing team. Simon Leonard's squad notches up yet another win. Dino Zamparelli wins round 1 of Carrera Cup GB for 2018 from Theo Alinas and Lewis Plato. George Gamble 4th, Jamie Orton a class winning 5th, and Tom Wrigley 6th, with Greg Caton, Rory Collingbourne, Dan Vaughan and Justin Sherwood rounding out the top 10. Lights go red, 34 laps ahead of us, and when the lights go out now, it is blast off. Good start made by Tom Wrigley. Very good start there by Lewis Plato, who charges between the front row drivers to lead on the run up towards paddock. The road is dry on line, damp off line, so they're going to have to be fairly cautious for the first lap or so. Tom Wrigley made a decent start as well, but he's under attack here because Zamparelli gets up the inside line as they head towards the completion of lap number 2. Side by side they run, but it's Zamparelli who does go through on the inside, up into 5th.
Here we see it, Dan Vaughan looking up the inside of Justin Sherwood, bit of contact there, couldn't get the car stopped, and round he goes.
So there, Lewis Plato trying to build this lead. 4.4 seconds it's up to, so if Alinas is going to have any chance of catching him, he needs somehow to find a way past Jamie Orton, who's doing a very good job, having his best ever showing in Carrera Cup. Theo Alinas makes his move, coming out of Druids for second place, but he's on the outside line for Graham Hill Bank. Can he do it? He's round the outside, yes! And now George Gamble gets up the inside to go for third, and he's going to get second because he's got the momentum in a straight line. Fabulous stuff. George Gamble carves a way through, goes from fourth to second. There's a spin, a while off the road at Druids in the background, look, and rear wheels just tip into the gravel bed, and that's Greg Caton. Now, can he drive out of there? Has that gravel compacted enough to let him drive out, or is that game over? George Gamble accelerates up towards Druids. The yellow flags wave. And in a moment, the field will drop down to Graham Hill Bend. Lewis Plato, the leader, by 4 seconds now. Behind him, Gamble is second, Alinas is third, and Zamparelli is fourth. Safety car will be deployed, and therefore... huge moment in the background as some slow and others don't. And that is Fraser Robertson, who has had a huge moment because the car slowed down as they saw the safety car boards ahead of him. He didn't slow rapidly enough, was caught out by that, sadly. And a thumbs up from the driver to the marshals who relay that.
Lewis Plato and Gamble at the front, but knowing they've got 3 back marks. Look, Plato's already gone. He's caught Gamble on the hop. Gamble wasn't ready for that. He's already gone. He's gone off.
So much for being good on his toes. He's made a mistake. He's lost the lead. Now, you're not meant to overtake under the safety car, but if somebody goes off the road into the gravel, what are you meant to do? Dino Zamparelli gets up the inside, but places have been gained as he was recovering. Anyway, let's worry about the new race leader. It is George Gamble. So we've just had more cars off at Clearways. This, while we were on board, this is what's happened over at Clearways, where you had a rather sideways Ian Dockrell being collected by Justin Sherwood. He then got collected, I think that was possibly by James Kay. No, not James Kay, it was by the traffic behind. So you've got more debris, car on the road, and wondering whether or not we're going to get the safety car again. Yes, we are. The car of Ian Dockrell is off the road, and as the safety car comes through, that puts 26 laps in the book, and a red flag is being shown. Rather than an early checker, it's red flag, so the result will go back a lap. As the red flag comes really because conditions have deteriorated for those on the slick tyres, and it's a safety decision. So George Gamble takes a race win. It was a race full of drama, and Theo Alinas and Dino Zamparelli will take second and third places. Round 2 of Carrera Cup GB, won by George Gamble from Theo Alinas, and the race 1 winner, Dino Zamparelli, third. Early leader Lewis Plato, fourth, ahead of his teammates, Tom Wrigley, Jamie Orton, and Dan Harper in 7th. 8th goes the way of Rory Collingbourne, Esme Hawkey, 9th, and Seb Perez, 10th.